Right, basically, yeah, what you see before you is what we have gathered, yeah, the collection of food that we've got, like, just from around and about, yeah? So, like, all of this shit in this box here, yeah? Do you want to have a look?
Let's see, we've got some pasta.
Yeah.
We've got some cookies.
Yeah.
A whole sack load of onions.
Yeah.
Some greens.
Yeah.
Very good.
And it goes much deeper than that.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes deeper and deeper still. Basically a whole box full of food. Now, I've seen a lot of onions in my day.
Yeah.
This, my friend.
Does it look like a good onion to you?
This is a choice onion.
It's a good onion,
It's
right?
a perfectly good onion. It's solid.
Yeah.
Totally clean.
Right.
I would take a bite out of it right now, but it's an onion.
Right, yeah, totally. You've got to sort of cook it first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, how much would you say all this food was worth? Like, bearing in mind, hang on, over here, yeah? Like, have a look over here, yeah?
Also,
look in there.
Also, a sack load of sandwiches.
Like, that's tasty shit in there.
Sack load of bread and sandwiches.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I would say between this bag and this box here,
yeah, yeah.
probably have enough food.
And down here as well.
And down here, of course. Apples. Probably. And where did this food come from?
Right, well, basically, we collected it outside of, like, various shops, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, before it got chucked away, like, we just went and collected it. And the stuff that, obviously, because it's, like, in amongst sort of, like, other rubbish, yeah? Mm-hmm. So it's not, like, you know, it might not be considered to be very sanitary, yeah?
Right.
But the fact is, right, if you look at it, right, look at
here,
that.
Like on this onion, we have this one little side over here that we probably would want to cut off before we cook the rest of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the rest of the bag, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that's the stuff that's edible, yeah, right? If you look over here, there's a load of shit as well that we collected, right? That's sort of like that we found like on the floor or in amongst other rubbish that's like not edible. Yeah? So we've separated the not edible shit from the edible shit. And basically, what we're on about, yeah, is that like this society, right, fucking wastes too much shit, yeah. Basically, that's what we're talking about, right? Yeah. So, like, rather than waste it, right, we can just recycle it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Where I come from, so we use different. Everybody around the world uses different words and things depending on where they come from. But where I come from, we tell this story about how the creator of the world planted a garden. Right, a garden called Eden.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
And when I'm walking, I feel like underneath every little piece underneath every piece of concrete on the sidewalk in the city, underneath of that concrete is the garden of our creator.
Yeah, exactly.
Right underneath every little slab of concrete and every little piece of sidewalk is the earth, right? And so these basically are the gifts and the fruits of our earth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that between this bag and this box and this bag over here, we probably have enough perfectly good, healthy food from the earth, probably to feed a family gathering of, I don't know, I would say between 20 and 25 people.
Right, okay, so like one meal for 20, I reckon more than that, man. I reckon if it was just one meal, I reckon you could feed about 50 people with that.
It's quite possible.
I reckon like if it was a family, you could feed them, like a whole family for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And that's just today's...
That's just from tonight.
Yeah, that's just from tonight, basically.
Right.
So like what we're going to do now, just like as a sort of symbolic action, yeah? Well, obviously this stuff here is like whatever we need we're going to take, and then like we're going to redistribute it tomorrow or something. And this stuff here, which is like not fit for human consumption, we're going to go down and chuck it in the sea and give it to the fish. Yeah. Because like fish have got rights as well. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, we could take this to the street corner and throw it in the dumpster, and then it would go sit in a landfill with a bunch of other things that people couldn't think of useful things to do with, so they call it garbage. Yeah. The truth is, there's really no such thing as garbage. Yeah, right? It's just a bunch of resources that we can't figure out what to do with anymore.
And if we were to go and like just throw it in the garbage, then we'd be just as bad as like the capitalists that had thrown it in.
Because then it would sit in a big hole, and it wouldn't even really go back to the earth that it came from, because the landfills are usually lined with like rubber or something to keep it all contained, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, instead of that, we're going to keep it in the system. We're going to keep it in the cycle.
Yeah, in the natural cycle.
Yeah. So we're going to go find some animals to give this food to.
Cool.
But the rest of it, we're probably going to save that for like a big old celebration. We're going to have to, you know what we're celebrating tomorrow? Tomorrow, I saw this on my friend gets the news on his cell phone.
Right, yeah,
sometimes when there's not a newspaper around, I ask my friend. So I heard that tomorrow is Earthling Appreciation Day.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, Earthling Appreciation Day. A day to appreciate our fellow Earthlings. Because the truth is, we have this one planet and we're all sort of citizens of this one planet, right?
So by Earthling you mean any living being?
Any living being, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I could dig that, man. I could seriously appreciate some living beings.
That's
tomorrow.
what I'm saying, man.
I can appreciate them today as well.
Yeah. So we're gonna make a giant feast, celebration, liberation of the consciousness of like keeping the things within the system and the cycle in the proper place. And we're gonna have a big old celebration of like the healing of the nations.
Yeah.
Like all things like manifest for the good.
Just
trying to do our part.
Yeah, exactly. Because basically, right, do you want to hold this a second? Yeah. There ain't no frontiers, there ain't no limits. The human mind is infinite. All it takes is concentration, a bit of time and inspiration. The meditation of the nation can lead us all to liberation. Our hearts and minds come first if we are to unify and give birth, not to revolution, but to evolution.
Yeah, man.
A step forwards to destiny, so we can open our hearts and be free.
You and me, together we are we. Yeah. Good to be.
Safe as fuck, yeah. Digging it. Okay, so
now we are here all